On Wednesday, Steph Curry had to be taken off the game against the Houston Rockets, a victorious game the Golden State Warriors recorded. During the game, the player had suffered a terrible sideline fall, one that caused fans to immediately guess that he would be out for a few months. Since we don't know much about the injury yet, it's safe to admit that this brutal fall will put him out for a while. There's no doubt that the Warriors will miss their shooter for a while, but they must use this moment to learn to play without their chief tactician. Welcome to Courtside, and in this video, we'll be looking at the injury of Steph Curry, the effect on the Golden State Warriors, and other players currently injured in the NBA. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and also share this video with your pals. So what would the Golden State Warriors be without Steph Curry? Would they even be good enough to be determined Warriors? Fortunately for the team, they dodged a major bullet after reports suggested that the injury of Steph Curry wouldn't last for more than a week. His sideline fall during the match was scary, so scary that fans concluded that he was going to need further evaluation to determine the extent of the injury. However, head coach Steve Kerr announced that there is no reason to worry, as the player wouldn't be needing further evaluation for a sideline fall. He said to the player in an interview, "No idea if he'll play in Memphis, but he seems like he'll be fine in the next week or so. We'll see. Don't take that to mean he's out for a week. He could be practicing tomorrow for all I know." It happened that Steph Curry had suffered a nasty fall in the last minutes of the game against the Houston Rockets at the Toyota Center. The two-time MVP was immediately assessed with a tailbone contusion after the drastic fall. He wanted to land a solid three-pointer when he landed on the floor with his back. Even though he left the game before it ended, he had recorded an astounding 18 points on 7 for 18 shooting from the field. He also recorded 5 boards, 1 steal in 18 minutes and 8 different assists. Despite the absence of Curry, his team still went on to win over the Rockets, escaping with a 108-94 win. This gives the team a 5-5 record in their last 10 games. The Rockets, on the other hand, just suffered their 18th defeat in a row. Meanwhile, this is not the first time Steph Curry is catching the injury virus. Last year, the star was able to play just 5 games in the 2019-20 season, a season which every Golden State fan wants to forget as quickly as possible. You would also remember that one of the greatest problems NBA fans had with Curry during his first NBA days was his slight and slender frame. For a player who had always been on the skinnier side, it took a while before fans and coaches believed in his potential. Unfortunately for him, his physical strength wasn't all that impressive as well. Couple this with an injury-prone career right ahead of him, all of these made him a not-so-popular choice. However, after seeing him play, scouts couldn't help but be blown away by his skills, speed, and alertness on the court. There's also the story of his coach at Davidson told Scott Fowler of the Charlotte Observer. The coach said, "This was in 2007, a couple of days before we played #1 North Carolina at Time Warner Cable Arena. Steph was a sophomore. He had had a great freshman season for us, and by this time, he knew there was probably a pro career out there for him. He also had a cartilage tear in his left wrist. The decision had to be made, get a surgery and miss the season, or fight through the pain." Steph Curry already knew that scouts were looking out for him as a potential draft pick, and whether he played or not, he would be surely drafted. However, just because he wanted to be there for his teammates, he decided to fight through the pain and play the game. According to players that were present, Steph said to his teammates and to his coach, "This is your senior year. I'm not going to let you guys down." According to his coach, he said that Steph taped his wrist where he was injured and played the game with the crazy pain, all the while acting like nothing was wrong. Unfortunately, this level of boldness will not save Curry from injuries in the NBA. From 2009 to 2012, the player suffered a number of injuries which almost decimated his career. In spite of this, he managed to enjoy his rookie season. He played a total of 80 games and recorded 17.5 solid points, 5.9 assists, and 4.5 rebounds. He was also shooting 46.2% from the field and 43.7% from the three. Also, he had to play through the pain just like he had done in Davidson. During his first preseason, he injured his ankle but kept playing with it. He would then injure this ankle over and over again when the season officially started. This caused him to miss a few games, playing a total of 74 games in the season. However, at the end of the season, he had to undergo a major surgery to repair torn ligaments. In 2012, he suffered his worst year in all of his years of playing due to his surgery the year before. His health wasn't completely perfect. Unfortunately for him, he would injure his ankle all over again, and this time it would cause him to play just 26 games. He was soon referred to as glass ankles in the NBA because of how often he suffered from these ankle injuries. After moving to the Warriors in spite of his injury, Steph Curry suffered another series of ankle injuries. Despite this, he was able to play 78 games for the Warriors. It was during the offseason that he decided to change his training regimen. To make this possible, the Warriors hired Kiki Lyles to help improve the performances of players. Fortunately, Lyles was just the trainer that Curry needed. With Lyles, Curry was able to find his core strength and build it, and also learned how to use his hip so that the pressure on his ankle would be reduced. With his ankle performing better without injuries, the Golden State Warriors quickly became the best team in the NBA. The team won the Larry O'Brien Trophy between 2015 and 2018, except in 2016. During the same period, Steph Curry would become the best player in the NBA, winning back-to-back MVPs. For 3 regular seasons, he played 80, 79, and 79 games. But in 2018, he suffered another ankle injury which caused him to play only 51 games. However, this didn't affect the team so badly because they were still playing well with Kevin Durant and the other team members were in their best forms. Back to the present, the Golden State Warriors are also badly missing action from Klay Thompson. The star got injured during an off-season workout routine. What had appeared to be a minor injury turned out to be something that would keep the player out of the court till the end of the 2020-2021 season. Klay Thompson and Steph Curry aren't the only injured NBA stars at the moment. Former Golden State Warriors player Kevin Durant also suffered a hamstring injury on February 13th, which has caused him to miss the last 6 games for the Brooklyn Nets. And just recently, Malika Andrews of ESPN reported that Durant was showing considerable improvement in his recovery. This doesn't, however, mean that he would be returning to action anytime soon, says coach Kevin Nash. It is expected to still take a couple of weeks before Kevin is able to play again. The coach said, Kevin had a scan and it is much improved. He still needs time to continue to heal and ramp up, but we're monitoring it and expect him to make a full recovery. Hopefully it won't be too long, but he probably has a couple of weeks of ramp up left. When asked to give a specific timeline of when his star forward would return, the coach refused to give any specific answers. Rather, he said, I wouldn't put any timeline on it because I don't know what that takes. He's improving and his scan was positive and moving in a positive direction. He's been playing a little bit of one-on-one and two-on-two, so he is advancing his level of fitness and adaptation. If he continues to improve and closes the gap on the healing and also puts himself to returning safely to play, he'll get back out. We'll see. It's kind of up to his body and however long that takes. Durant's injury is quite concerning when you remember that he has only played 19 games this season, averaging 29 points, 5.3 assists, and 7.3 rebounds. But the good news is that the Brooklyn Nets have been doing very well, riding on the skill and quality of James Harden and Kyrie Irving. And with the recent addition of veteran player Blake Griffin, Kevin Durant will not be too missed. The urgent need for Durant will happen in the postseason, a period where matchups will become tougher, more players suffer from fatigue issues, and bench rotations will become shorter. Los Angeles forward Anthony Davis has also been injured since February when the medical staff announced that he was struggling with his Achilles tendinosis. Because of this injury back then, he had missed 2 games initially, but immediately went back to playing. But after playing against the Memphis Grizzlies, the injury intensified that he had to limp out of the Denver Nuggets game. It was later announced that he had not torn his ATL, but that the injury was just a strain in the calf. However, what was first considered as a slight injury has quickly turned into a major problem. His absence has affected the Lakers heavily. Since his absence, the team has gone down the slope, experiencing a major drop in their performance. Even though they have won their last 3 games, we all know it's only a short while before the team finally gives in to the absence of Davis. To make matters even worse, a Lakers reporter announced that the player will be evaluated in 2 weeks. Fast forward 2 weeks, and it's nothing but bad news. It's now been confirmed that the right hand of LeBron James will be out for 3 weeks or more. But it appears like the Lakers are not in a rush to bring him back. If they can successfully make it to the playoffs final, then they can save Anthony Davis till then, a time where he is definitely most needed. Players like Tristan Thomas, Romeo Langford, and Spencer Dinwiddie are also currently injured. Tristan Thomas and Romeo Langford are expected to be back by March 21st, while Spencer will be out till the end of the season. The superstar of the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid, is also absent due to injury concerns. Seth Curry has also recently suffered a left ankle sprain, but on the good side, the injuries of Joel Embiid and Seth Curry aren't too serious. In fact, both of them are expected to be back very soon. Nevertheless, Coach Doc Rivers is still not sure they'll be playing against the New York Knicks this weekend. The NBA will definitely be seeing more injuries in the next few weeks. Who do you think these players might be? Tell us about it in the comment section. Hey, did you enjoy this video? If you did, make sure you share it with your pals. Thanks for watching, and until next time, we are Courtside.